Guys, this is Russ with Joe's Gaming and Electronics here with another highly requested video. Today I'll be showing you guys how to replace the main wire on a Beats X wireless. So you got your Beats X here. This process is very time consuming because you got to take apart both sides, unsolder everything, pretty much transfer everything to the brand new wire. So it's very time consuming, but it's doable. So I'll go ahead and start from the right side where the battery is located, where the push button to power it on from is. Go ahead and just take your heat gun. Just gradually heat it on. Don't heat it up too much, you don't want to burn the plastic. So at that point, you just pinch the end where the button's located and just pull down a little bit, not too far. I mean, since this is the main wire, it doesn't matter if those thistles break, because you'll still be adding a new one with brand new thistles. But if you were gonna actually reuse the main wire, you can't bend too far out. You would have to just barely bend it and then just pull it out, and then use your flathead, go on the end, and then just push. Should pop right out. So the button, go ahead and just separate everything out. There will be a cover for the power button. Take that off. So now we'll just have to desolder the battery. We'll just put a new battery on just to have it there. Same concept with this would be a replacement battery. This is a authentic battery. That was just a replacement. So the battery has super glue on top of it, the adhesive. You will have to remove it. First you will have to heat it up, and then you just take a pointy pry tool and then just take off the glue that's on there. Okay, once that's done, go ahead and add some flux. There will be a plus and minus side. You'll just have to take off 3 terminals for now, because you will still be reusing the right speaker wire. Go ahead and desolder those. Okay. That's done. Pull out the battery, set it aside. Next step is go ahead and take off these pins. There will be a pin here and a pin on the bottom, 2 pins on the bottom. So you'll go ahead and just take off the pin. Should pull right off. Don't go towards the board because you will end up damaging something. And here you just simply pry up, and it pries up the pin with it, because on the new main wire you'll have new pins for it to go into. So that just comes right off. Set that aside, and now we just have to deal with taking off the board. So, there's gonna be glue. Those are the thistles I was talking about. Do not damage them. But in this case, it won't matter because I'm replacing the main wire. What I like to do in this place, this point, just pry it up like that, and then just have it on alligator clips, and just crank up the heat up to 500 degrees Celsius, and add some flux onto there. And what we will do is it will desolder. Since it's at a very high temperature, it'll desolder them for you because you're just pulling it off. So at this point, go ahead and split up the right wire and just leave it on with the board like so, because the board's still very good. Set those aside, the right main wire stuff. Just keep those together. So now we're on the left side. Left side's fairly simple. Make sure to crank down the heat and not leave it at the same heat, because that type of heat will burn the Beats X. So like I said, same goes to that side. Don't move it too much. And there will be this black adhesive. Go ahead and just heat it up. And at that point, use a thin pry tool and just go underneath. You will see a ribbon. Just go underneath the ribbon. There will just be this extra adhesive you can toss. So this is the left side. And what we will need to take from the bad main wire is the actual pins that plug into the main board. So we'll need to take that apart. Now go ahead and heat it up. Here's the glue. Same thing goes with this. You'll crank up the heat, add flux. Be good. Take the old main wire aside. Get the new main wire. Go ahead and add some flux onto there. Clean up the points. So I already know which order all of them go into. I'm just gonna solder the wires back on. At this point you can't really use the heat gun anymore. You just have to use the tweezers and the solder gun. Once that's done, go ahead, just pull it off once that's soldered on. And now we'll just connect it to the board. Now go ahead and spread the thistles on the other screen. Now go ahead and spread the thistles on the Beats X. Now go ahead and just add the new board. Before adding the new board, go ahead and re-tin the points. Got a good amount of solder on each one. For the board to stand there, there's this little tiny plastic pin. You just melt that in, so now it won't be able to move. At this point, just put it back into the alligator holder. Solder on the pins. Now go ahead and remove the right side from the alligator clips, and we'll go ahead and add the battery holder. Now there will be some adhesive on the end here. Remove that, stick that back in there, and there will be these pins. Melt those pins in like that, like so. And then now we'll add some flux and re-tin the battery points. Set the battery down, the replacement battery. Red one goes on the edge. Black wire goes second before the center. The white one goes on the edge. Once that's soldered, go ahead and put the power button cover back on. I like to use a Q-tip for the button. Take the button and simply just puts it right back into place. And then before pushing it back all the way in, go ahead and add some T8000 on the end. It will be a little messy at first, but once it's dry, it'll easily rub off. Now we go back to the other side. Add some T8000. Make sure the ribbon's in there. There will be some glue on the bottom for the ribbon to be holding on so it doesn't move. That is it. That is how you replace the main wire on a Beats X wireless. Thanks for watching, guys.